So the sun is in Sagittarius and it is the season of new things, being led by our curiosity and allowing ourselves to try new things. And I think it was back in October when guidance came through that these moon readings had to move to a different platform from Twitter. And then, of course, we saw all the drama that was playing out there. So, yep, the ancestors are always right, and I don't like to fight them. So we've been trying the different webinar platforms to see what works best, what's most conducive, and not to worry. As much as I don't know how to record directly on the webinar, I am recording on the side. Unfortunately, my face beat is for naught because nobody gets to see it, sadly. However, I get to see it and I like it. So this is Sangoma Society. Welcome to it. I am Makhosi Nomabutho emsamo nginguhani wakamakwakwa epasene. And under the guidance of my ancestors, I do these moon readings for the purpose of empowering you, the listener, the seeker, with an understanding of what is affecting you internally and externally through the astrological movements at any one time. So, inyanga, Sangoma. Inyanga is the Nguni word for moon and also for healer. And as an initiated healer, my ancestors live and breathe through me. So if you hear any yelling, burping, screaming, yawning, please do not be alarmed. That is just them making their presence felt. I do these readings through their guidance, and each month we go through the readings for the full moon, for the new moon, and we do this because the relationship that we intend to build with our ancestors begins with the relationship that we have with ourselves. We ourselves are the primary member in this relationship that we have with our ancestors. And the more we understand ourselves, the more sikhona ukuhlukanisa phakathi kwethu namadlozi. The more we're able to differentiate between our own thoughts and the guidance that our ancestors bring in. Our own fears, doubts, limiting beliefs, and the intuition that our ancestors send to us. There needs to be a separation between these things because often when we find ourselves in position of regret or resentment, it is because we misread our own fears as intuition. And here at Sangoma Society, our purpose and ethos and intention with all that we do is to give you the tools to build a one-on-one relationship with your ancestors. A relationship which is not healer dependent. A relationship which centers you, allows you both your agency and your own intention. Because there's a lot of false narratives around what it is to have a relationship with your ancestors. There are stories about the ancestors being bullies, essentially. There are stories about you just having to supplicate to the will of the ancestors, whether you like it or not. And it's just not true. There are so many theories that float around out there in the world. that hinder and harm you, the relationship that you could be having with your ancestors. A relationship which is reciprocal, a relationship which is fruitful, a relationship which shelters you from the storms of life, and a relationship that grows you. Because by knowing your ancestors, you get to know yourself. I want to remind you that your ancestors knew you before you were born. In order to incarnate into this life, you petitioned your ancestors for passage into this realm through their bloodline. It is them who loved you into being. And it is with that same love that they wish to guide you. And so here we are. We have a full moon in Gemini this Wednesday, the 7th of December, 2022. Woo! The sun is in Sagittarius. And now, the thing with the full moon, every full moon essentially is an opposition between signs. So, if the moon is in one sign, it is opposing the sun in its opposite sign. So this moon in Gemini opposes the sun in Sagittarius. That tension creates an incredible environment for introspection, creates an incredible environment for release, because tension creates conflict, creates the culmination of things. And that is what the full moon is. It is the culmination of the lunar cycle. And there is drama, there is there's a lot going on, okay? There's December if you're in South Africa. I mean, yes. It's in the air, and it definitely is also in the stars. It's tense, guys. It's tense, but it's not scary. I don't think it's scary. I think, as always, these are incredible opportunities, incredible opportunities for us to revisit certain things, for us to release. As you know, with every full moon, it is an opportunity to do your shadow work, to release. And if you are watching Vlogmas on Sangoma Society's YouTube channel, you would have seen that we did put out a video about how to prepare for a full moon. And this full moon, you do want to charge your crystals. But with every full moon, you want to cleanse, you want to purify, you want to palaza, clean your house, clear out, release. And with this full moon in Gemini, which is conjunct Mars, god of war, which is currently retrograde, also in Gemini. Whew. So now, Gemini, the twins, right? Two sides of the same coin. The talker, because it is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is currently in Sagittarius. Now, here's the interesting thing. With Mercury ruling Gemini, the moon being in Gemini, but Mercury itself being in the opposite sign, which is Sagittarius, and the sun obviously in the opposite sign, which is Sagittarius, you see how there is space here for conflict. And then add to that cocktail that Mars is retrograde in Gemini. Conflict. There's a culmination of conflicts around stories. And these stories you very likely saw starting to take shape in the middle of September, saying 15th to around the 20th of September. There's a lot of stories that started to take shape at that time. And people might be finding voice for that at this time. But this is the thing, stories are not necessarily the truth. And when a planet is retrograde, it encourages re-evaluation. So think before you speak. This moon might be a talking moon, might be giving you courage to just jump out and say the thing that's been eating you in your spirit this whole time. But give yourself some permission to be wrong, maybe. Say maybe I don't know the whole story. Say, what if there's more to this than what I'm seeing? You know? Because this conjunction can make it feel like, wait a minute, what's the truth? Because the Gemini twins, right? One's facing one direction, one's facing another. You might look like you're flip-flopping. You might actually be flip-flopping to preserve the truth of your story. Because the thing about Gemini loves to be right. Gemini hates being wrong. They love being the smartest person in the room. But what if you're wrong? And then you're being loud and wrong. Was that cute? I don't know. Is it a vibe? For me, it's really not. This is an opportunity for us to reset. That's what we spoke about, right? The reset. And when we talk about resetting, it includes revision. It includes reconsideration. It includes revising our approach. And loud and wrong is not the plan. Not the vibe, not the move, not the jump you think it is. As much as you may feel that fighting spirit in you to open your mouth right now and pop off, think before you speak. Mars can be really explosive. So think before you speak. You know, this moon is an incredible moon for allowing yourself to see how you've grown. You might feel so much resentment about a certain relationship dynamic that you're in. But what if you've just outgrown it? Do you really have to be fighting? Or could you just be like, okay, maybe this is not the space for me anymore. Maybe I need to rethink what it is that I'm about, who it is that I'm trying to be in this world. Because if this is who's surrounding me, and I have got so much resentment for those who are surrounding me, maybe I'm just no longer where I belong in this community. And if it's you who's finding themselves on the other side of a call out, of betrayals, of scandal, of gossip, of blow-ups, if you're on the receiving end, again, just ask yourself, do you have to be right in this position? Like, do you even have to defend yourself? Because is this person seeing the truth, or is this a story? Because the other thing about what's coming up now is things that have been swept under the carpet, things that have been repressed. Because Mars is retrograde, so the god of war is moving backwards. It is digging up what was underneath, and it is in Gemini. Gemini ruled by Mercury, the speaker. So giving voice to buried resentment. I always feel that we come to a place of resentment by not being true to ourselves, not being honest. So if a person is struggling with resentment because they made compromises, they compromised themselves to earn your trust, your respect, and they weren't actually being true to themselves, is that your problem or is it their problem? Do you have to fight back? Like, what are you going to gain? Think about it. Reevaluate your reasons for fighting. That is the other thing with retrograde energy. It's that opportunity for re-evaluating, and Mars is currently retrograde. So allow yourself to re-evaluate your reasons for fighting. Hey, it's not that deep, bruh. It's not that deep. Don't let it get that deep. Yo, if somebody is feeling how they're feeling, let them feel it. Let people own what is theirs and own what is yours. Okay? Make a separation between yourself and what is outside of yourself. This is the opportunity for you to reset. And again, in the space of conflict, in the space of confrontation and interpersonal relationships, we have Venus also forming a stellium in Sagittarius. So now we've got 3 planets in Sagittarius. We've got Mercury, we've got Venus, we've got the Sun. Now the Sun is all the stuff that's going on outside of us, how we, project outwardly. And Sagittarius, tactless. Venus in Sagittarius, think about it. It means that you're likely to just shoot your shots, say what it is that's on your heart, right? It means that also in interpersonal relationships that already exist, you might just start feeling like it's the time for you to say what it is that's been on your chest about what bothers you about this person. But now again, I'm gonna ask you, the things that bother you about this person, where you feel they take advantage of you, etc., are they taking advantage of you, or are you betraying yourself? Which is it? Because we love to project onto other people when we betray ourselves. If you've just been allowing a person to run ramshot over you, you can't say, hey, you've been taking advantage of me, when you've been laying yourself out like a carpet. So before you speak outwardly, take the opportunity to introspect, right? Ask yourself, what is it in me that has been permitting this behavior? We love to avoid setting boundaries. We have theories about what it means to set boundaries. We're so uncomfortable with what boundary setting is. We have theories that once a person has set a boundary, it means that they don't trust us, it means this, it means that, and that is seldom the truth. What is often true is that we betray ourselves in the hope that this person will love us if we present ourselves a certain way, the way in which we imagine will appeal to them. So we betray our own truth in favor of gaining this person's acceptance. Okay? And when we do that, we plant the seeds of resentment. And now when it comes to movements like this in the celestial bodies, we want to fight outwardly. We want to throw out that resentment to everyone else. But it's ours. You made this bed, lay in it. Sure, it doesn't fit where you're going. Sure, it's not your bigger picture. Fine. Get ready to let it go. Do what you need to do to release that. Right? Do the work. With every full moon, you have an opportunity to do the shadow work, to confront your shadow self, your resentments, your grievances, and bring them to your ancestors. We have this modality, clearing into consciousness, here at Sangoma Society. We have been doing this since 2019 offline, and since the mid-year solstice of 2020 online. And hundreds of people have done this with us over the years. And it is now a course that is hosted on our site, and it is available for you to access remotely all by yourself. And clearing into consciousness gives you the tools to package your grievances, bring them to your ancestors, and ask for their help in clearing them out. It's not easy work to do. It's very difficult to confront yourself. But it is effective. It is powerful. And what it gives you is clarity. Because when Venus squares Jupiter on the third day of the full moon, on the 9th of December, what you don't want is that creating blow-ups in your interpersonal relationships. What that opportunity can present, if you've done the work ahead of time, is an opportunity for you to lean in to Jupiter's expansion through Venus in Sagittarius, and let curiosity and play and exploration rule the area of your relationships, whether that be in your family or romantically. That's what this full moon can bring. An incredible opportunity to reset, reevaluate what it is that you're doing. Here are your journal prompts. What do I really want? Why am I holding back from following my dreams? Who and what have I outgrown for the destiny I have in mind for myself? Clearing into Consciousness will change price on the 7th of December from $75 to $99. It has been $75 for the last 18 months, and before that it was completely free. But we're growing, and the offering has truly been revised and brought into an incredible effective package. So the value needs to be reflected in that price. So the price will be going up this Wednesday, the 7th of December. So make sure that you sign up before then. You can pay in 3 installments of $25.50 if you sign up before the 7th of December. Thereafter, it will be 4 payments of $25. Makhosi Nomabutho Emsamo. This is Sangoma Society, and this has been the reset with the full moon in Gemini. I hope that this offering has watered your garden. I look forward to seeing you in Clearing into Consciousness and Magukhanye. I'll try to put the sign up link for Clearing into Consciousness in our chat section. Otherwise, check your email for that sign up link. We're on all social media platforms, and the sign up link is also there. Go to www.sangomasociety.com to sign up to Clearing into Consciousness as well. Good day to Bumnyama. Makhosi.